on here.
Oh, okay.
Tonight, I pulled a card for myself this morning. It was from the Kuan Yin deck that Debbie gave me, which has beautiful, beautiful artwork. Oh my gosh, it's just amazing. The fellow is Chinese, and he's very attuned to the feminine and Kuan Yin herself. So his artwork is beautiful. And then Alana, I forget her last name off the top of my head, but her text in her guidebook is just amazing. She's so evolved and in tune. So I pulled the card and it was the number on it was the 2, and it was about the moon goddess Blossom. And so I read it, and it's about abundance, and there's abundance coming. But she asked a question in there that I thought I would bring up in class tonight, because I thought it was something that might apply for you. It may not, but she asked the question, are you open to receive this level of abundance? She was talking like a major influx of abundance, and that can mean relationships, money, career, different things. And I just thought it was an interesting question. Maybe you've addressed that at some point in your life before tonight, but I just thought it was interesting. So I thought we would just focus on opening to our abundance.
I like it. That'll work.
And more abundance. So we'll see how that shows up in the posture flow. So we'll just go like usual with what comes through, and we'll just have some fun, yoga fun. So if you're ready, oh, okay, I guess we are. Yes. I also watched a TV show Friday night or Saturday night, and they were talking about gold and hunting for gold and digging for gold and the gold rush and gold bars in Fort Knox, and but they also brought up an interesting concept that, you know, in the, I suppose, the Renaissance days, they the alchemists, as they were called, would try to turn lead into gold. And there was one fellow who actually claims he did it. So apparently gold is not from the earth. It comes in on comets or anything that crashes to the earth. It comes in that way. So it's rare. There's just not that much of the gold around, but they also said that it has properties that are spiritual and like magical. So it's more than the shiny, pretty color of gold. It's more than a value like monetarily. There's also that higher energy of it. So if you have gold, even if it's on your jewelry, maybe hold it in your hand sometime and just see if you feel something from it, or if some message comes in or anything like that. I just thought I would mention it because gold is often the standard for recognizing abundance. So we'll just sit tall and reach our crown centers up to the ceiling, the sky, the cosmos, and we'll reach down into the earth from the perineum and our legs and feet, down deeply into the earth so that we're grounded and centered like a pole reaching both directions. I've often used this for grounding and kept it the visual as I went on through my day. So you're welcome to explore that if you wish, or if you haven't already. And then bring your awareness to your breath and see how that's going for you. Notice how it feels around your solar plexus, whether it's tight or feeling open. Solar, sun, it's also golden, like the metal gold. And for those who may be new to this channel, you might be interested to know that the chakras go all the way through. They're not just superimposed on the front of the body. In looking at charts over the years, studying the chakras, I always thought they were just down the front of the body, but they are like tunnels that go all the way through from front to back. The Native American Indians call them tunnels, at least in some of the material I've studied. Notice your feelings and emotions. If there are any unrecognized that need to surface, letting them pass through and out. And then check in with your body, the sensations around your muscles and joints. Now, in India, they call on Lakshmi as the goddess of abundance and beauty. And she wears lots of jewelry of gold. She holds or hands out, dispenses gold coins. And just bring your left hand over your heart center, your sternum, and then your right hand over left. And just think Some people will say, oh, that person has a heart of gold. So what does that mean to you? To have a heart of gold. Gold is a soft metal. It's bright and shiny. It's rare in comparison to the other metals. So now just open your hands out and cup them and reach up a little bit like Pushpaputa, but this is just an open to receiving abundance, compassion, and love, balance in relationships, and then just bring it down over your heart, bring palms together, and we'll attune to breath, just breathing arms up overhead, open and out. I'm having a vision right now of one of the goddesses. Beautiful. I wish I could superimpose it or just send it to you telepathically. And just a couple more rounds. And one more last time. Abundance in these days can even be represented by the ability to breathe freely or to speak freely. Interesting. All right, just bring your palms onto the mat in front of you. Just check into your hips. Take in a breath and reach up through your crown. Exhale and slide your hands forward, stretching your hips and your low back. And then just lift one arm up, then the other. Lift shoulders. Now come over to the right and just reach up to the side in a side stretch. Lengthen. Open the shoulder. Lift your heart to the sky. And then just roll down and we'll come over to the other side, stretching long. Breathe and lift your heart up to spirit. One thing in the Kuan Yin book that I was looking at with the card, she said always to be sure that you send gratitude for what you already do have. And I know those of you who are here, I know you do that. It's just a mention of what she said. And then come back down. Just lift up. Bring your palms behind you, fingertips either direction. Lift your heart. Open the shoulders by bringing your shoulder blades together and back. Squeezing out, wringing out any tension. You can open your throat chakra as you lift your chin if you wish, or keep your chin down by your chest, whatever is most comfortable for you. And then just roll forward, sliding your hands out once again, rounding your back. And then walk your hands in. And one of the 5 Tibetans came to mind. Let's shake out our legs and I'll show you the one that came to mind. Just shake out your legs, loosen up. Separate your feet on the floor, knees vertical, and just take knees side to side a couple times. Give yourself a little massage on your glutes, piriformis. And then come back to center. Bring your feet just hip width apart, palms behind you again, fingertips either direction. And just lift up into reverse table, lift your hips. Press down on your right foot, bend your left knee in towards your chest and lift your leg up. Keep lifting your hips, lift your leg. Take it out to the side and bring it back up. And bend your knee, bring it back down. All right, lift your hips, press down your palms and feet, lift your hips, and breathe your right knee in towards your chest. Lift your leg up, reach, and open it out to the side, and bring it back up, and bend your knee. All right. Now just circle around in your wrists, both directions. Fingers. And just bend your elbows, swing your arms a little bit. And circle in your shoulders a couple times, both directions. All right, now bring your palms right beside your hips. Feet are flat on the floor. And this is the Tibetan that we have done. Sometimes this is going to be good for your arms. So just press down on your palms and lift up and come through, but keep your hips off the floor. See if you can straighten your legs so your hips are off the floor, okay? And just swing. I'll turn sideways so people who are new can see. So you lift and you press forward, and then you come all the way through, straightening your knees. It's a nice way to warm up. Remember to breathe. One more. And come through. Now just hold your hips off the floor. Open the shoulders. And then let your hips down. Shake out your wrists or whatever your wrists are calling for to loosen up. You can roll your knuckles under your fingers and press the wrist forward in a counter stretch to the flexion. And circle around. And then flex your feet, point your toes, flex and point. Circle. And toes. We want to get our toes some energy too. Just squeeze and stretch, squeeze and stretch. All right, and then come over onto hands and knees for a puppy stretch. Just walk your knees back. And we'll lift up into a brief plank to the front. And I'm going to turn sideways here. And then roll your heels down onto the floor or near the floor and pull back into downward facing dog. Press your hips back and up. Shoulders come down. Head between your arms. Just a relaxed neck. If you like, you can take your hips side to side. It always feels good. All right. Now we're in down dog. We'll come into up dog. So up dog, the legs are off the floor. The tops of the feet are on the floor. Bring the chest through and feel a nice arch in your back. Open the chest. Roll up and over your toes. Back into down dog. And just like we were swinging before, we were turned the other direction. We'll keep our feet on the floor, the balls of our feet, as we swing, but pull back into down dog and then up dog, down dog, up dog, swing, breathe. This is my favorite of the 5 Tibetans. It's the last one. So we'll hold in up dog for a moment. Bring the chest through. Engage your hips. Stretch the front of your body. And pull the heels down to the floor. Press back into down dog. Now just lunge forward with your left leg into sun pose. Golden light. You can have your back knee down if that suits you better in this moment, or you can lift it up. You can also be on your fingertips if that is better for you. And just press back up into down dog. And bring your other leg, your right leg, forward into the lunge, the low lunge, sun pose. Now we're just going to lift. Try to use your right leg, the one that's in front, and drag the back leg in. Lift using your thigh on that leg, and then just step in head to knee or ragdoll. And lower your hips, arms out to the side, come into chair pose, arms overhead, reaching up. Just think of yourself as a wealthy queen wearing your own golden jewelry and sitting in a golden throne. So lower down into your throne. Draw your core muscles in, low abdomen, lift it up, shoulders reach up. Bring your arms parallel to the floor. And you can lift one heel at a time or both heels, but just lift up into chair pose on the balls of your feet. Lower down. See if you can come all the way down into a deep knee bend without touching. Press. Slowly come up. Reach up overhead, up onto your toes. And down. Lower your arms down. Circle around a little bit in your shoulders. In both directions. Beautiful. Okay. So coming back towards the front end of your mat. Feet can be hip width apart. This is for warrior one. Draw your core muscles in and up. So just remember, the root chakra represents the earth. The second chakra is the oceans and rivers and streams. The root chakra grounds you, and it's raw red energy for use for anything you want. The oceans, the rivers, those represent emotions, and this is our creative center, our regenerative area. And that feeds the solar plexus. Solar, again, gold, which shines up into the heart, the garden or the meadow of the heart, up into the throat, which is the sky, third eye is the night sky, up to the cosmos and the thousand-petaled lotus. So all of that's happening as you come into warrior one. So just breathe, palms together, soften both knees. We'll all take our right leg back, step it back, stretch it back. If you want to loosen up a little bit, some vinyasa moves. And then breathe, arms up overhead, reach, lift, and then try to go to the back and arch. And bring palms together, come back into center. Warrior one. And reach your arms back into arrow pose, a slight lean forward over the front leg. pull back, and let your arrow being slung out into the universe towards your goals, and step it in. Bring palms back together. Take in your deep breath. Draw up in the front of the body, down in the back, long spine. Taking a breath. Soften both knees and reach back with your left leg. And vinyasa, a few moves in and out. And then reach arms up overhead. Reach, lift up and back. And come back to center, bring palms together over your heart. And pull back in the front knee, inhale, and step it in. All right. And then a standing twist just to loosen up, let go of intensity. And back to center. Okay. So we just went through the full moon. So we'll work into our standing half moon, balancing half moon. So first we'll want to work with our Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So just bring palms together, take in your breath. Now you might want to turn sideways depending on the surface you're on, carpet or tile or wood floors. Take in your breath, soften your knees and lift and hop out. Just burst your star, starburst. Nice wide stance. So your right heel is going to press out, toes in slightly. They don't go too far in this position. And then turn out your left leg. So hips point forward, shoulders forward, arms out. Take in your breath. And open out into Warrior 2. We'll just come in and out a couple times. Inhale it in. Exhale out. Lengthen in your spine and draw in your tummy. And then finally come into your Warrior 2, your best version of Warrior 2. Just keep lowering down wherever your body will go here. Open the knee to the back. And then pull the knee in. Relax your arms for a moment. We'll switch our legs to the other side, our feet. And now breathe arms out for Virabhadrasana. Pull the tummy up and in. Deep breath. Exhale out. Inhale it in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. And allow your hips to relax down into your warrior legs. Legs are active, both legs rooting into the earth. All right, inhale and pull back in. Relax your arms. If you need to shake them out or bend your elbows, just whatever you need, just turn your toes forward for a moment or two. Bring your feet in a little closer. A little loosening in the hips. All right. Now, for our balancing half moon, we bring our feet in. We'll be in a short stance of warrior two. So turn out your left foot, bend your left knee. I always recommend keeping the opposite arm alongside your body just as a cue for you to keep your shoulders and hips straight. So you bend the knee, you lower down, you'll bring your hand onto the floor about a foot away from your pinky toe. So, and you're also on the diagonal. So you're behind the line that your foot makes. Then look up, open the shoulder once again, and open your left knee. Then transfer the weight onto that front leg. Lift the back leg up. You can flex the foot. It's not a tight hold, but just flex it to help align. And then lift your arm. Now keep your eyes on a spot, but lift your nose. And then move your eyes and look up. Try to straighten the leg you're balancing on. Press down in the hip. And then bring the back foot down and come out of your pose. Shake it out, loosen up. All right. Other side. Bend the front knee. Shoulders and hips forward. Press this knee open and reach down about a foot from your pinky toe on the diagonal away from your foot. Realign shoulders and hips to the front as much as you can. They're not going to go all the way because you have your leg on the floor. And then transfer the weight onto the front foot. Lift the back leg up as high as you can and flex the foot. Then lift your other arm. Focus on a spot. Turn your head while you're still looking at that spot. And then switch your eyes to look up. Open the shoulders and the hip. Compare this side to the first side. Is this side easier or harder? And then bend the front knee, lower the back leg, and come up into standing. Another standing twist. Circle around. Loosen. All right, now facing forward. Just walk your feet back. Bend your knees, walk your hand forward, and bring your left knee forward. Sit on your heel here. Let the back leg down, and the toes, the top of the back of the foot, top of the back foot, lift up into mermaid. Little arch in your spine. Breathe. So that's kind of a warm up to pigeon. So walk your hands forward, fingertips or palms. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So you walk your hands forward, bring that left knee forward, and then bring the foot forward if it will come forward. The ideal position is the shin in line with the front edge of your mat. Bring the back leg around behind you, knee faces down, lift and stretch with that back leg. Now, I believe you have your left leg forward. Bring your right hand onto that knee, press down on it, and let the other arm come around into a gentle twist. Look over your shoulder. And then unwind. A dip down in front of you. Down into sleeping pigeon. Just for 2 or 3 breaths. Stretch out the hip after the work you did in balancing half moon. All right, and then lift up. I just want to turn off these sounds here. There we go. Turn the toes under on the back foot. Just lift your hips up. Bring your other leg forward, your right leg, just your knee coming forward, and sit down on your heel. Reach back with your other leg. Top of the foot down on the floor. Fingertips or palms, whatever works for you in this pose. Lift the front of your body. This is another good one for psoas, groin, sacroiliac. And then come over onto your hip. Bring your right foot forward, however far it will come. Then bring your left hip around and reach back with your left leg. Reaching up. Lengthen in your spine. Now take your left hand onto your right knee and reach around with your right hand into a twist. Unwind and dip down into sleeping pigeon. Relax your hips. Notice if this side feels looser or tighter, and if it's easier or harder. All right, and then press up. Just swing the back leg around to the front. Both feet on the floor in front, palms on your shins. Lift up in your spine for just a couple of cat, rounded cat, and arching cat. Lift up and back. Rounded cat, arching cat. Come to center. Reach forward through your fingertips. Take in a breath. Exhale and roll down. Curl your hips under. Engage your core, your abs. Lengthen in your spine when you get to your sacrum and your waist. Really stretch out your back. And relax the rest of your body down. Roll your hips under. Stretch out your legs. Arms are palms up. And just imagine yourself once again as a queen wearing a gold crown just for the purposes of our theme tonight. Imagine lots of jewelry, gold and shiny, bangles and necklaces, earrings, ankle bracelets, all adorned with pure gold. Now imagine your heart chakra right over your sternum, right in your sternum. And imagine a little door there, or a big door, whichever you prefer. And let that door open. And see the treasure in that room. All kinds of golden treasures. And feelings of love and compassion right there in that room. You can enter that room if you like. Feel the energy. Feel the wealth and abundance and balance and magical energy. See a golden throne in this room and go sit in the throne. Go sit down and get comfortable with all of this beautiful, shiny, sparkling gold. Now see a golden beam, a large beam shining in from the top, like the ceiling, and know that all this gold and you come from this source of light. Now becoming aware once again of yourself sitting in your golden throne with your golden crown. If you wish to take off your jewelry right now, and by the way, if you're a fellow participating in this session, you can be the king rather than the queen. And then stand and walk away from your throne. Go to the doorway where you entered, your treasure, your room of treasures. Just turn around and take a look at all the sparkles and the glitter and the beauty and the energy. And that beam of golden light follows you everywhere you go. And then walk through the door, close the door, and then find yourself back in your body on the floor. Just bring some moves into your queenly self or kingly self. And then slide your feet together and lift your knees up to your chest, hugging in for a stretch. And then roll to one side and eventually come up into sitting. And just bring palms together again and then open your palms, remembering that we need to be open to receiving unlimited abundance. And what would that be like? And also to appreciate what we do have. Grateful always. And bring palms back to your heart. May you be filled with peace and comfort all night through. Namaste, everybody.
Hey there, I gotta run. Paul's burning the dinner. I smell it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'll text you tomorrow.
Okay, thanks for
Bye.
being
Okay.
here.
Bye. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Well, I'm gonna go make something to eat.